Chosen one, you're a story with two voices. You'll become widespread. You may not have noticed it, chosen one, but there's a story being written through you. One that never followed the usual pattern. One that broke away from the traditional outline. One that made no sense to others because it was designed by divine hands, not human formulas. Your life has always been a blend of contradiction and confirmation. One part of you whispers strength forged in storms, and another part hums with silence that only God understands. You're not a contradiction to be fixed. You are a revelation unfolding in two distinct voices, and the world is about to hear them both. The whispers and the roars. The hidden pain and the divine purpose. You are about to become widespread because you carry something in your voice, in your life, that was never meant to stay small. Before we continue, take a moment and pause with us. If this message already resonates with your soul, if something in you recognizes that this is not just content, this is confirmation, then we invite you to be part of what activates miracles. Watch this video until the very end. Let your spirit align with what's being spoken. And in the comments, write your warmest wishes and write Amen along with the number 777. Your voice, your presence, your written word, it carries frequency. Let the echo of your wish travel far. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You've likely been misunderstood most of your life. Not because you were confused, but because you were layered. You weren't meant to be fully understood by everyone. You were meant to be revealed at the right moment. Your life has always had two tracks running at once. What they saw and what God said. What you went through and what you carried through it. What they labeled you as and what you truly were behind it all. These dual tracks are not in conflict. They are in conversation. They are building the fullness of your narrative. The part they see is only the surface. But deep underneath, there's another voice. Quieter, ancient, holy. It carries the secrets of your becoming. Sometimes it felt like you were living in two different realities. One where you were underestimated, dismissed, even rejected. And another where you were carrying visions too big for your environment, insights too wide for your surroundings. You'd wake up some mornings feeling like a lion in a cage, knowing you weren't meant to pace back and forth. You were designed to roam free and change landscapes. But those bars weren't punishment. They were preparation. You learned how to observe in silence. You learned how to speak when necessary. You learned how to carry power without having to prove it. And because you've lived that way, something in you was sharpened beyond comprehension. One voice was forged in affliction, pain that didn't kill you, but deepened your soul. And the other was developed through divine encounters, moments when you heard God clearly, even when no one else did. Moments when you could no longer fake normal, because your spirit had already tasted something eternal. These two voices, the voice of your experience and the voice of your calling, have finally aligned. And that alignment is why you are about to become widespread. When both voices speak together, they will shake the ground. Some people only tell half the story. They only show the highlight reel. But you, chosen one, were instructed to carry the full volume. The part where you doubted. The part where you wept. The part where you almost gave up. And the part where God carried you through it all, whispered into your aching spirit, and resurrected what was buried under years of spiritual warfare. That's why when you speak now, the vibration is different. You don't just talk about breakthrough, you embody it. You don't just mention the light. You've crawled through darkness to find it, and now every word you say carries weight. Your widespread season doesn't come because you tried harder. It doesn't arrive because you marketed yourself better. It appears because divine timing is now pulling you forward. Because the appointed time has whispered to the winds, and now they carry your name. It's not ego, it's evidence. Evidence that what was once confined is now being expanded. Evidence that what was once hidden is now being called forth. Evidence that you, with all your duality, with both your holy silence and divine fire, are being released as a voice for others who are just now waking up to their calling. You are the story that will help others understand their own. You are the sign they didn't know they were waiting for. The living message that God still writes miracles into human form. You are the echo of something ancient, something prophetic, something revolutionary. That's why you never fit in. That's why no mold held you. That's why no label stuck. You were never meant to be defined by one thing. You were built with the breath of both the broken and the blessed. And because of that, you are a living paradox that reveals divine truth. You won't have to explain yourself much longer. The proof will be in your presence. The evidence will be in your emergence. And when you finally speak from both voices, your history and your holiness, they'll hear something they can't ignore. The part of you that survived will validate the part of you that leads. The part of you that suffered in silence will now declare boldly. The world is not just ready for your story, it's hungry for it. And God has already made room for your name to be spoken in places you've never been. Not because you forced it, but because you were faithful. Stay grounded, but don't stay hidden. Stay humble, but don't shrink. Stay aligned with God, but don't mute your sound, because your voice, in its fullness, is what causes spiritual tremors. And now is the time for those tremors to turn into waves. You are not just a message, you are a move. You are not just a person, you are a prophecy. And when the two voices in you speak together, the atmosphere bends, chains break, blind eyes open, the air shifts, and heaven agrees. You didn't come all this way just to be a background character in your own story. You were shaped to carry thunder in your footsteps and healing in your silence. You were sent to deliver messages wrapped in mystery, because only the hungry will understand them. That's how God designed you, to speak in layers, to reach the ones that others missed, to say things that shake souls awake, to carry both the wound and the weapon, the tear and the torch. And when the widespread moment comes, it won't feel like a spotlight. It will feel like destiny responding to its own echo. The voice of your past doesn't cancel your future. It confirms it. And the second voice, the one they haven't heard yet, is louder than fear, brighter than delay, more powerful than silence. That voice will speak now. It will not beg to be heard. It will simply resonate with the chosen. And when it does, something irreversible will happen. The chains of invisibility will fall. The veil of misunderstanding will lift. And your name will be called, not by the systems of man, but by the winds of God. And that calling will carry your voice where your feet have not gone. They tried to label you with only one dimension, but the time has come for them to see what God already knew, that your complexity was never a weakness. It was a wonder. That your two voices are not confusion, but confirmation. That your journey was not disjointed, it was divinely layered. And now, the time has come for all of it to unfold. For your words to pour out like prophecy. For your presence to speak before you even open your mouth. For your voice to be carried into places that need the fire you carry. You are no longer waiting to be seen. You are being summoned. You are no longer preparing to speak. You are being positioned. You are no longer hoping to be understood. You are being revealed. The story with two voices is no longer hiding. It is rising. And you, chosen one, are about to become widespread not because you changed who you are, but because you finally accepted every part of who you've always been. You carried two voices, and they were never meant to compete. They were meant to confirm each other. One voice bore the language of your pain, and the other carried the vocabulary of your prophecy. The tension between them was never a mistake. It was the furnace where your truth was refined. And now, that truth is too powerful to stay buried. There is something in you that is no longer willing to whisper what was meant to be declared. The roar has arrived. It's no longer a matter of if they will hear it. It's now a matter of when. And that when is here. There were days when you tried to silence one voice in order to fit the surroundings that demanded simplicity. You watered yourself down, trying to be digestible. But God never intended for you to shrink into palatability. You were crafted to challenge assumptions, to shatter surface-level thinking, to vibrate on a frequency that wakes the sleeping. That is why both voices in you are becoming louder. The voice of the warrior and the voice of the wounded. The voice of the visionary and the voice of the vessel. You were never meant to choose between them. You were designed to hold both. You don't speak like others because your life wasn't written like theirs. While others were learning how to impress, you were being taught how to endure. While they were rehearsing success, you were walking through fire and carrying divine blueprints in your bones. Your curriculum was different. It wasn't built in a classroom. It was carved out in the silence of long nights, in the wrestle of identity, in the ache of surrender. And that's what makes your voice potent now. It's not polished, it's proven. Some will be confused when you begin to speak in your fullness. They won't know how to place you. You won't match their categories. You won't sound like the echo of their favorite influencer. You won't copy the cadence of the crowd. That's because your voice is original. It is not a remix. It's a revelation. It doesn't conform. It confronts. And when that voice is released, it won't be to impress. It will be to ignite. It will awaken the ones who forgot who they are. It will stir the ones who gave up. It will break patterns and birth movements. You may not realize this yet, but every moment you survived was building something eternal in you. You weren't just getting through pain, you were storing power. Every rejection added depth. Every betrayal added clarity. Every silence added substance. And now, when you speak, there is an echo of eternity behind your words. You don't talk for applause. You speak from assignment. And the world is about to feel the weight of your yes. The widespread moment is not about popularity. It's about placement. It's not about being trendy. It's about being timeless. You're not rising because of human algorithms. You're rising because heaven has shifted its spotlight onto your path. The voice in you that once trembled is now trembling atmospheres. You're not just talking about change. You are the change. You are not just telling stories. You are the story. And that story was written by the same hand that writes destiny. You're going to notice something soon. Your voice will begin to carry more than sound. It will carry shift. People will begin to listen with more than their ears. They'll feel what you say because you've lived it. Because you've wept through it. Because you've been resurrected from places that would have destroyed others. When you open your mouth, it won't be information. It will be impartation. You're not here to entertain. You're here to awaken. The spaces you're about to enter are not accidental. They are aligned with what God whispered in you years ago. That private word is now becoming public evidence. And when you show up, you won't be arriving as a beginner. You'll be arriving as a carrier. You've walked through too much to doubt the weight of your presence. When you stand in the room, it changes. When you speak in the room, it unlocks. You're not the same person who used to hope for permission. You've been given divine clearance. Your voice was not meant for silence. It was meant for scale. What you carry cannot be confined to comfort zones. That's why God kept pulling you into discomfort. Because your voice was being trained to roar in rooms that needed truth, not trends. Your message was being fortified to last beyond seasons. And now, you're stepping into a moment where both voices, your pain and your purpose, will find full expression. They won't cancel each other. They will complete each other. People will look at you and ask, "Where did you come from?" They won't understand the wilderness you survived. They won't see the nights you questioned everything. They'll only see the fire in your voice and the authority in your tone. But you'll know. You'll remember. You'll feel the holy gravity of what it took to become this. And that memory will keep you humble. It will keep you pure. It will keep you powerful. This isn't the season for half-speaking. This isn't the moment to minimize what you carry. The widespread moment demands fullness. It demands honesty. It demands the entirety of your story, the sacred and the scarred. Speak it all. Release it all. Don't edit your truth to fit someone's comfort. Don't dilute your calling to appease a crowd. You were never designed for conformity. You were designed for clarity. And now is the time to be crystal clear about who you are. The echo that's been building in the background of your life is no longer content with waiting. It's coming forward now. It's stepping into rooms. It's crossing borders. It's moving beyond limitations. That echo will soon become a thunder, a movement, a sound that carries heaven's weight. And that sound will be identified by one thing. It's the voice of the chosen one who finally accepted both parts of their story. You'll realize in the days to come that everything you lived through was speaking to now. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment, it all fed the sound. And now the sound is rising. It's undeniable. It's unstoppable. It's you, fully awake, fully aware, fully released. The world has never heard anything quite like you because God has never made another you. You are the sound of divine precision, the harmony of heaven and history, the fusion of fire and favor. What happens next will be confirmation, not a coincidence. What opens next will not be a small door. It will be a gate. And when that gate opens, it won't just make room for your voice. It will amplify it. It will multiply it. And everywhere that voice travels, freedom will follow. People will break. People will cry. People will rise. Not because you tried to lead them, but because you dared to speak. They say timing is everything, but for the chosen one, alignment is everything. And you, right now, are aligned. Your voice is aligned. Your presence is aligned. Your journey is aligned. Heaven is not guessing. It is orchestrating, and you are in sync with that sound. You don't need to chase the moment. You are the moment. You don't need to seek validation. You are already stamped by the divine. You are a story with two voices. And those voices, now unified, are about to do what only divine storytelling can do. Reach hearts, heal minds, and break open destiny. What begins now is not a platform. It's a prophecy. And when they hear you, when they truly hear you, they won't just follow. They will awaken. They won't just be impressed. They will be transformed. Because your voice carries the rhythm of resurrection. And that sound, chosen one, is eternal. The moment of widespread recognition is not only about being seen, it's about being understood. For the first time, people won't just see your outer appearance or hear the words you say. They'll feel the depth behind them. They'll sense that your voice didn't come from theory, but from trenches. You've been through sacred fire, and what came out of it is a sound that can't be faked. You carry the vibration of truth, and that truth has weight. It pierces through confusion. It awakens what's dormant. It realigns what's been drifting. And that's why you were never meant to blend in. You were built to rise with a sound that changes the air itself. You're going to find yourself in conversations where the atmosphere shifts the moment you speak. Not because you're loud, but because you're loaded. Loaded with meaning. Loaded with revelation. Loaded with something not of this world. And it will be undeniable. People who once overlooked you will do a double take. Not because you're trying to prove anything, but because the glow of God on your life cannot be ignored anymore. Your two voices, the one they've heard and the one they haven't, are now merging. And the result is thunderous. There is something holy about the duality within you. One part of you carries the memory of being unseen, and the other part holds the boldness of finally being called forth. One voice speaks in humility, shaped by silence. The other speaks in fire, shaped by calling. Together, they form a rhythm that breaks chains. You don't speak to impress. You speak to liberate. And every time you speak your truth without fear, the divine blueprint written in your soul unfolds further. Every time you refuse to hide the fullness of your story, heaven expands its reach through your life. You're not just gaining an audience, you're gaining influence. And influence isn't about numbers, it's about impact. One word from you, fully aligned, fully surrendered, can do what entire systems cannot. One sentence from your mouth, shaped by truth and divine purpose, can rewire the atmosphere of a room. Because your words are not hollow, they carry fire. They carry testimony. They carry what only God could have authored through you. And those words are now being called into the open. The silence you once lived in wasn't wasted. It was sacred preparation. While others shouted their way into rooms, God was preparing to whisper your name into the halls of influence. And now, it's not noise that's making you known. It's clarity. You've become clear. Clear about who you are. Clear about what you carry. Clear about your sound. And that clarity is louder than the chaos. That clarity is cutting through the fog and guiding people to their awakening. Because your voice doesn't entertain, it activates. The widespread expansion you're stepping into is not just personal, it's generational. Your voice will echo beyond your lifetime. Your story will become a path for others to follow. What you survived will become a blueprint for those still trying to find their way. Your very existence will confirm to others that their duality isn't a problem, it's a purpose. That they too can carry both pain and promise. That they too can rise from contradiction and become clarity. You are not just going to be heard, you are going to be remembered. You were never meant to choose between the version of you that suffered and the version of you that soared. Both are sacred. Both are necessary. Both are part of the sound you now carry. That's why people will respond to you in ways they never did before. They'll say things like, "I don't know what it is, but there's something about you." And you'll smile, not because you're trying to be mysterious, but because you know the truth. The something they feel is the evidence of what God did in the dark. The something they sense is the second voice, the one that's finally been given permission to speak.